Welcome to this class. Myself BY-PRADIPTA, RAVENSHAW Junior College, Sociology Department. So today we will discuss about the new topic, that the composition of Indian society. That today we will discuss the linguistic composition of Indian society. So linguistic composition of Indian society, in this chapter we have to discuss the formation of various language or lingual styles in the different regions, and also various regional languages in which different amendments are added by Indian constitutions, and also different linguistic families and all the linguistic groups coming under that linguistic families. And at last we will discuss about the different objective type questions. That includes multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks, and single word sentence. Okay, let's start the linguistic composition of Indian society. India is a multilingual country. Multilingual in the sense, different linguistic groups, they live in India, and also different linguistic groups, they coexist with one another in Indian society. As India is a multilingual state, so in the year 1956, the State Reorganization Act passed on the basis of language. The domiciles of a particular states, they speak a particular language. It happens in different corner of the India. So that states has been divided on the basis of their mother tongue or on the basis of their regional languages. Now, in a nutshell manner, we have to know what is language. Language that refers to some symbols whose meaning must be learned by all those who uses that languages. Okay. So language is a medium of communications. So language, through language, the culture of a particular society diffused or transmitted from one society to another society as a cultural diffusion. So through language, because language is a vehicle of culture. So language is symbols or signs that all those peoples who uses that languages or those who know that language, among themselves, the method of communication is possible. And only those peoples who uses that language, they can better to understand that its meaning. Okay. And also language is a living force, because without language, human society cannot exist, or it is very complex, very difficult to survive, because through the language, the meaningful discussion can be possible. So as language is a living force, because society is complete, or the means of communications that possible through that languages. And also a changing socio-cultural phenomena through language that brings a great change in society through social as well as cultural changes takes place through language, because through language one individual or a group of individuals or a particular society can understand to the rest society through language. So through language, that change takes place in the society or among the life of the individuals. And also language is a great force of civilizations. For proceeding, for marching forward, every civilizations, that language contribution we cannot forget. So through language, a particular civilization is based on, and that civilization through language it becomes complete. So I told this meaning at the layman or ordinary point of view of language. For example, anyone will ask, what is your name? Promptly we are saying your name, because we understand what he told. That means we understand his saying, his language, so that we reply a complete answer. It is possible through language. So Gazetteer of India, the official documents, he defined about the language. A language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols by which members of a social group cooperate and interact among themselves. So Gazetteer of India defined language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols. That means, I have already told you, language is intangible and it is vocal, that's spoken by individuals. We cannot see, we cannot touch, which has not existence. Just it is sign and symbols where individuals uses that language, and the members, those who uses that languages, or they may be a social groups or society. Through language, they cooperate with one another. Through that language, one can not only cooperate but also interact with one another. If one cannot understand the meaning of language, so he cannot cooperate, because he does not know the meaning of that language. So it is a learning process. By the lifetime, individual have to learn that language, by which later he can use it. So these are the meaning of the language in a layman point of view, as well as the Gazetteer of India, his views about language. India has become a land of many tongues or different languages, because such a vast country like India, we have different religious communities, we have different caste groups, and we have also different racial groups. And India is a country of multilingual peoples. That means the Constitution of India provides the equal opportunity to all the languages, regional language, for its development, its prosperous, and so on. So, through language, India Constitution is based. That means we have, as Hindi is the official languages or the national languages, despite that, There are thousands of languages are spoken among the peoples of India. So, in this sense, as different lingual groups or different language speaking peoples, they live in India. So, it is popularly also called India is a tower of veritable languages, or India is a museum of languages. বা ভারত হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন ভাষার ଏକ ଦୁର୍ଗ ଭେରିଟେବଲ୍ ଟାୱାର୍ସ, କିମ୍ବା ଭାରତ ହେଉଛି ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଭାଷାଭାଷୀର ଏକ ସଂଗ୍ରହାଳୟ. In this sense, the Indian sociologists is said here this India present a spectacular museum of tongues. ଭାରତ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଭାଷାଭାଷୀର ଏକ ସଂଗ୍ରହାଳୟ ଅଟେ. Next, the Constitution of India has approved or recognized presently 22 regional languages. That means, in presently, Indian Constitution recognized 22 regional languages as a 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସୁଦ୍ଧା 22 ଗୋଟି ଆଞ୍ଚଳିକ ଭାଷା ଭାରତ ସମ୍ବିଧାନରେ ଲିପିବଦ୍ଧ ହୋଇଛି ଏବଂ ଏହି 22ଟି ଗୋଟି ଭାଷା ଆଞ୍ଚଳିକ ଭାଷା ତାହା ସମ୍ବିଧାନର 8ମ ପରିଚ୍ଛେଦରେ ବା 8th schedule ଅନୁସୂଚିତ ହୋଇଛି. 12ଟା schedule ମଧ୍ୟରୁ 8ମ ପରିଚ୍ଛେଦରେ ଆଞ୍ଚଳିକ ଭାଷାଟା ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା ହେଉଛି. ଓକେ, এই 22টা অরিজিনাল ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ মধ্যে originally there are 14 regional languages were recognized by Indian constitutions, and the rest are included or added through different constitutional amendments. So now we'll discuss or focus about which language or which 14 languages are original languages in the Indian Constitution. Like Assamese, that Ohmia, also the speaking the Assamese people, Ohmia or Assamese, then Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, then Malayalam, then Marathi, then Odia, our mother tongue or our regional language, Odia, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu and Urdu. These are the 14 regional languages were added in the original constitutions. Okay. Then by 21st Amendment 1967, okay, Sindhi added by Indian Constitution as a 50th regional language. So, through 21st Amendment 1967, Sindhi added by Indian Constitution. So, the number of regional languages rise up to 15. Then, Konkani, Manipuri and Nepali. Konkani, Manipuri and Nepali. These three regional languages also added by Indian Constitution through 71st Amendment Act in the year 1992. 71तम संविधान संशोधन 1992 मसीह नेपाली, मणिपुरी एंड कोंकणी ये तीनोटी लैंग्वेज भारत संविधान रे ऐड हला एवं the total number of regional languages after adding up Nepali, Konkani and Manipuri rose into 18. Since there is 15 and now 3 languages, 18 languages rising. Then Bodo, Dogri, Maithali and Santali. These are the 4 regional languages. Bodo, Dogri, Maithali and Santali. These 4 regional languages were added by Indian Constitution through 92nd Amendment in the year 2003. 92 संविधान संशोधन 2003 मसीह बोडो डगरी सांताली एंड मैथाली ये 4टी भाषा आंचलिक भाषा संविधान जोग दिया एवं वर्तमान सुधा आंचलिक भाषा संख्या 22 रे अछि. So these are the status of Indian Constitution of regional language. On another thing, you know that in different states and different they proposed to be included in different regional languages in their Indian Constitution. Similarly, our government, our state government, also the state government of Odisha also proposed 2 tribal languages to be included in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitutions, i.e. Mundari and Kosali also, Mundari, Ho and Kosali also to be included by the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. Okay. So Ho, Mundari, 2 are the tribal language. So our state government has proposed to be included as a 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. Then next, now we'll give focus upon the formation of different states. Okay, and you know that Andhra Pradesh was the first linguistic state of India, which is formed in the year 1953, 1st October. Okay, 1st October 1953, Andhra Pradesh was the first linguistic state of India. And after Hindi, you know Hindi is a official language and also Hindi is a national language of India, which is accredited by the Indian constitutions. So that after Hindi, Telugu and Bengali, 2 regional languages, Telugu which is spoken in Andhra Pradesh and Bengali which is also spoken in West Bengal and part of the Tripura. That spoken the majority of Indians next to Hindi, that is Telugu and Bengali. Maximum people also they spoke through these 2 languages. So on the basis of language, an important linguist or eminent linguist, George Grierson, one of the important linguists, George Grierson, in his famous book, The Linguistic Survey of India, which is named Linguistic Survey of India, he mentioned or writes that in India there are 179 languages and 544 dialects found in India. Okay. So through his important book George Grierson, The Linguistic Survey of India, से मेंशन करले केते ना भारत वर्ष रे 179 लैंग्वेजेस एवं 544 डियालेक्ट्स बा उपभाषा भारत रे लोक मानक भितर प्रचलन अछि. And at present, if you will compare, present more than 2000 languages are spoken among the people of India, or different languages, regional languages, but that not less than 2000. It proves that how India is a good example of linguistic country, or different lingual people, different linguistic groups, they coexist and they cooperate with one another. Okay. Then you know that Hindi is the official language as well as national language of India. The question may strike in your mind. So what is the importance or status of English? In official purposes, we are also using English. Then, as Hindi is an official purposes we are using, and simultaneously also we are using English as an official purposes. So, the status of English is just the associate language, Sahajati Bhasha, and also that can uses in official purposes. And the Official Language Act 1963, Official Language Act enacted in the year 1963. So, in the year 1963, through Official Language Act, declared Hindi as the official language of India, and we can use in official purposes. And also, as English we are using in official purposes, still English is a associate language of India. Then, considering the multiplicity of languages in India, eminent Indian sociologists, once again I am remembering, A.R. Desai remarked that India presents a spectacle of museum of tongues. भारत होची विभिन्न भाषा भाषार एक बृहत संग्रहालय बा एक विशाल दुर्ग. A.R. देसाई ये उक्ति को उल्लेख करछन्ति कारण जेहेतु अनेक भाषा भाषी लोक भारत में बास करती तेणु समस्त भाषा भाषी लोक मैंने परस्पर सहित सद्भाव सहयोगिता बजाय रखी भारत में परस्पर को साहाय्य और सहयोग कर. Then next, basically in India there are 4 linguistic families found in India. That means the entire lingual groups or the entire regional languages that are divided into 4 linguistic families. And these 4 linguistic families found in India. They are known as Indo-Aryan linguistic families, then Dravidian linguistic family, then Austric linguistic family, and at last the Sino-Tibetan linguistic family. Sino-Tibetan linguistic family as well as Austric linguistic family. This linguistic family that includes or language of various tribal peoples, various tribal groups, they speak through Austric or Sino-Tibetan languages. Then now we'll discuss about the Indo-Aryan linguistic family. You know, in India, nor about 73% of Indians, they spoke in the Indo-Aryan language. That means near about 1/3 of India's population, they belongs to Indo-Aryan linguistic family. These are the big groups which peoples they speak in that language, a different language, or they all the language they are coming under Indo-Aryan linguistic family. And those languages which are coming under Indo-Aryan linguistic family, they are Assamese, I have already told you, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, Kashmiri, Marathi, Odia, which are the mother tongue of Odisha or our regional language, then Punjabi, then Sanskrit, then Urdu. These are the different regional languages which are coming under Indo-Aryan linguistic families. Then the Constitution of India, they recognizes Hindi as the national language and it can be used in official purposes. As Hindi as the official language or national language, through the Official Language Act 1963, it was declared as a official language. This is the status of Hindi, राष्ट्रभाषा, भारतर राष्ट्रभाषा एवं हिंदी विशेषकर हिंदी स्वतंत्र राज्य पंजाब, राजस्थान, दिल्ली and Bihar, part of the Uttar Pradesh. These states are more dominated in Hindi speaking people, and also and some subgroups also found in Hindi language. Then Hindi, Hindustani, Urdu, Punjabi. Once again, Hindi, Hindustani, Urdu and Punjabi are the major tongues of more than 50% of Indians. These three languages are the mother tongue of half of Indians. That is Hindi, Hindustani, Urdu and Punjabi. Okay. Then Hindi developed from a local dialects that spoken particularly in eastern Uttar Pradesh. Okay. So in eastern Uttar Pradesh, that the local people they uses that Hindi language, and through that local language Hindi developed or Hindi language developed. Okay. Hindi and Urdu, they together called Hindustani. That means Hindi and Urdu, they are together was called Hindustani till the 1947, till the independence of India. The Hindi and Urdu, that is called Hindustani. Then Urdu, you know that the language of Mughal rulers. So Urdu was the language of not only Mughal rulers, but also this Urdu language has been borrowed from Persia. You know, I have told you in last classes, Persia is also known as Iran. So that Persia has been, the Urdu has been derived from the Persia or Iran, and also they adopted the Persian script. Persian script रे माने व्यवहार करते बा ग्रहण करते एवं पर्सिया बा ईरान ए देशरू उर्दू आछि. Urdu was not the indigenous language of India. I have told you it is a migratory language. Then Afghan, Turkey, Arabia. From these states, countries, Urdu migrated to India. Then Punjabi is the language of Sikh community. You know that Sikh, those who are using turban in their head, they people known as Punjabi, or they are belongs to Sikh community. Okay, Punjabi is the language of Sikh peoples or Sikh community, and especially the people of Punjab and Haryana, they are belongs to Punjabi, or they are belongs to Sikh communities. And the Punjabi peoples, they adopt Gurumukhi as their script. Okay, among the Punjabi, their script is known as Gurumukhi script. Okay. So these are all about the idea we discussed about the Indo-Aryan linguistic family. So we conclude Indo-Aryan linguistic family is the biggest lingual group or linguistic family of India, which is more than or near about 1/3 of population, or near about 75% of population of people, they are belongs to Indo-Aryan linguistic family. And we have discussed different language, their status within that Indo-Aryan linguistic family. The second linguistic family, that is known as Dravidian linguistic family. You know that in India, near about 20% of peoples, they spoke in the Dravidian language. So Dravidian, particularly in southern India, the Dravidian lingual people or group, they are found. Particularly Tamil, Telugu. Tamil is the language, Telugu language, Malayalam and Kannada. These 4 languages are coming under Dravidian linguistic family, in particular in South India. Okay. You know that Tamil is the language of Tamil Nadu. No doubt among the people of Tamil Nadu, they speak in Tamil language. Similarly, Telugu, the language of Andhra Pradesh, in Andhra Pradesh, the people, they speak in Telugu language. Similarly, Malayalam is also the regional language of Kerala, and Kannada, which also the language of Karnataka. These are the four languages or regional languages found in different South Indian states. Particularly, as Tamil is the language of Tamil Nadu, which constitutes near about 9% of total people. Then Telugu is the language of Andhra Pradesh, which near about 10% of people belongs to Telugu. Then Malayalam as the language of Kerala, so near about 5% of people belongs to the Malayalam language. And at last, as the Kannada is the language of Karnataka, so near about 5% of total Indian populations, they speak in these languages. So Dravidian is a South Indian language, and this has been divided into various regional groups or lingual groups, just we discussed. Then Ostrich linguistic family, the third linguistic family, that is known as Ostrich linguistic family. Ostrich linguistic family also, they are mainly spoken by the tribal populations of India. The tribals, they speak in different dialects. They are coming under Ostrich linguistic family. Majority of languages and dialects of Ostrich spoken in the tribals of particularly central India. That means in central part of India, those tribes who live in that central part, they speak in that Ostrich languages. Okay. So near about less than 2% or 1.3% of people, they spoke in Ostrich languages in India. It is a tribal language. Okay. And the last and the fourth linguistic family, that is known as Sino-Tibetan linguistic family. Sino-Tibetan linguistic family, also this language belongs to the language of tribal groups or tribe of India. They speak in Sino-Tibetan languages. Okay. Particularly as it is the Sino-Tibetan language, the tribes or a tribal language, particularly in the northeastern states of India. Northeastern states, the people of northeastern states, they speak in that language, particularly Sino-Tibetan. You know that Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Manipur, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, these are the various northeastern states, and those tribes who live in that northeastern states, they almost all there belongs to Sino-Tibetan linguistic family. And about less than 1% in Indian population, or particularly 0.85% of people in India, they spoke in Sino-Tibetan languages, as it is also the tribal language. So peoples of particularly northeastern states and tribes like Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Naga, these are the various tribes. They speak through these languages. Okay. Next, we will discuss about the various object type or multiple type questions which may form in this topic, particularly linguistic composition of Indian society. So we have, while discussion or reading, we will give more importance upon the object type questions, because the more than 70% of questions are asking in exam. So that 75%, so we will give also focus upon the object type questions. The first important questions, who remarked, or which of the following remarked that the India presents a spectacle of museum of tongues? निम्नलिखित मध्यरु किए कहिथिले भारत हेउजी बहु भाषार सार्वजनीन एक संग्रहालय, म्यूजियम बा संग्रहालय किए कहिथिले? हु सेड? द आंसर इज very simple. An Indian sociologist A.R. Desai, he said India is a spectacle museum of tongues. जेहेतु भारत विभिन्न भाषा भाषी लोक मैंने बास करती, तेणु से कहते एआर देसाई कहते भारत हूँ विभिन्न भाषार एक संग्रहालय बा भेरिटेबल ऑफ टावर्स, एक कोलाहलमय एक दुर्ग. Then the second question, Indian Constitution recognizes how many languages, in particularly in present now, वर्तमान परिप्रेक्षी रे भारत रे केतोटी आंचलिक भाषा संविधान द्वारा स्वीकृति प्राप्त होइछन? Their answer, whether 24 or 32 or 22 or 20, it is very clear that 22 22 गोटी भाषा वर्तमान सुधा होइछि. कही ओरिजिनली 14टा, सिंधटा 15, नेपाली कंकणी मरपुरी 18, डोग्रो बोडो डोगरी मैथाली एंड सांताली ता मध्य 22टा होइछि. तेणु वर्तमान 22 गोटी आंचलिक भाषा संविधान स्वीकृति प्राप्त भाषा. Then originally how many regional languages were recognized by Indian Constitution? I have told you. Originally, at the initial of the constitutions, originally केते थिला? 14 गोटी, 14 languages in originally 14 गोटी भाषा भारत संविधान. आउ ये जो 22टा है जो 8टी भाषा बढ़ी ताहा थ्रू डिफरेंट कन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट, संविधान संशोधन रे विभिन्न वर्ष रे अंतर्भुक्त है. द नंबर 4 क्वेश्चन, व्हिच कन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट 92 कोंकणी मणिपुरी एंड नेपाली वर एडेड बाय द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? को संविधान संशोधन नियम रे नेपाली, कोंकणी एंड मणिपुरी भारत रो विभिन्न भारत संविधान रो क्यों अमेंडमेंट बा संविधान संशोधन रे अंतर्भुक्त होइछि? 92nd or 93 or 72 or 71st? The answer is very fast, 71st amendment in the year 92. 71st amendment 1942 रो नेपाली, कोंकणी मणिपुरी ऐड है भारत संविधान. The next question, बोडो, मैथाली, डोगरी and which other language added by 92nd amendment? कोटा हबो बोडो, मैथाली, डोगरी एवं सांताली. एटा होछि संविधान रो एड है. Then next question, which state the first linguistic state of India? भारत रो प्रथम भाषा भित्तिक राज्य किए? तार उत्तर है आंध्र प्रदेश. आंध्र प्रदेश October 1st 1953 1953 first lingual state of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so that Telugu is the language of Andhra Pradesh, and maximum Indians next to Hindi they spoke in Telugu languages. Okay, then after Hindi, which language is spoken majority Indian? Just I told you Telugu. Telugu is the second after Hindi, and also near about Telugu with Bengali. People also speak in that Bengali languages. Okay. Then the official language act 1963 declared which language as the official language of India. The official language act 1963 said Hindi as the official language of India. The question is, which year official answer है 1963 1963 official language act accredited Hindi as a official language of India. Who is the author of the book Linguistic Survey of India? It is also important questions. Linguistic Survey of India रो पुस्तकर रचयिता किए आरंभ कही आम डिस्कसन होती से होती जॉर्ज ग्रिडसन जोटा 179 language and 544 dialects found in India. Say होती जॉर्ज ग्रिडसन he told. Okay. And another question, which year the state reorganized on the basis of language? Okay. Which state? 1950. State 56. Sorry. The state was reorganized on the basis of language. Okay. Then India is a land of many tongues and also has been called dash. भारत हूँ विभिन्न भाषार गोटे देश एवं भारत को कौन अन्य नाम कहला कौन भेरिटेबल टावर ऑफ बेबेल बा बहु भाषा मिश्रित एक कोलाहलमय दुर्ग बा भेरिटेबल टावर ऑफ बेबेल. ओके. देन व्हिच आर्टिकल ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन स्टेट्स दैट द ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज ऑफ द यूनियन इज हिंदी? द इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस. व्हिच आर्टिकल सेड हिंदी एज द ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज? अंडर आर्टिकल 343 343 धारा संविधान आंचलिक भाषा कौन कौन ना ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज हिंदी. देन व्हिच शेड्यूल ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन डील्स विथ रीजनल लैंग्वेज? भारत संविधान क्यों परिच्छेद रे आंचलिक भाषा लिखित होइछ? अष्टम परिच्छेद बा 8 शेड्यूल. ओके. आउट ऑफ 12 शेड्यूल 8 शेड्यूल डील्स विथ वेरियस रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस. देन in his famous book Linguistic Survey of India, he writes, or Judge Grisham writes, how many languages and dialects? I have told you 179 179 भाषा एवं 544 regional dialects बा उपभाषा भारत मिले. Okay. The next question, the state government of Odisha proposed to which two tribal languages to be enlisted by the Indian constitutions or 8 schedule of Indian constitutions? गोटे है कौन दुईटा जनजातीय भाषा आदिवासी गोटे हूँ हो आ गोटे हूँ मुंडारी. ओके. इट वेरी इंपोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. देन व्हिच ट्राइब्स ऑफ नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन दे स्पोक द मनखिन लैंग्वेज व्हिच बिलोंग्स टू ऑस्ट्रिक लिंगुअल फैमिली? कोटा एटा आंसर हम ना खासी मैट्रियार्कल फैमिली. खासी फैमिली नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न ट्राइब से मानकर हूँ कौन ना से मनखिन लैंग्वेज कथबार्ता हो. मनखिन लैंग्वेज ऑल्सो कमिंग अंडर ऑस्ट्रिक लिंग्विस्टिक फैमिली. ओके. पंजाबी इज द लैंग्वेज ऑफ सिख कम्युनिटी एंड दे यूजेस व्हिच स्क्रिप्ट? गुरुमुखी is the script of Punjabi. Among the Sikh people, they uses in Gurumukhi script. Okay. And in the past, which language was the link language in the past? भाषा को संयोग भाषा कुआ होतला. वो भाषा को नाम थला ना सेटा हला संस्कृत. प्राकृत लैंग्वेज संस्कृत भाषा होजी संयोग भाषा कुआ होतला अतीत. Then Odia is the family of which of the following language? Among 4 linguistic family, our mother tongue our regional language Odia is coming under which linguistic family? Very simple. I have already told you, Indo-Algian linguistic family. Out of 4 linguistic family, Odia language is coming under this family. Okay. So these are the discussion of subjective and objective nature of linguistic composition of Indian society.